Hello everyone, Joy here. I'm back with this week's Minimalist home tour. It's quite cold in Korea. How about where you are? It's almost Christmas and Christmas happens to be my birthday. I'm actually not going to shop a lot for any kind of objects. Maybe I'll get myself some like extra sweater or something, but most of my holiday celebration will actually go into going out with some friends and maybe planning for the next year. Maybe sit at a cute cafe, definitely going out for some good food, so on and so forth. For this week's Minimalist Home Tour intro, I wanted to talk about perfectionism. And the reason why I say that is because, in most society, in modern times, we're always under a lot of pressure to acquire more, accomplish more, do more, be more. And essentially, we're required to chase perfection, which again, I have no problem with appreciating accomplishment, and I love ambition. As I always say, I think you should go for whatever it is that you want in your life. And I think individuals' accomplishment and merit, and or not just individual, anybody's accomplishment, group project, anything productive that people do, anything positive that people do should be celebrated, because they're essentially creating value in this world and they're adding to the advancement of humanity. That being said, though, I think when such perfectionism or ambition or drive can cross the line into unacceptable is when in pursuit to be the number one, in pursuit to be the best at something, if you start sabotaging others' potential as well. Let's use a silly example, right? Let's use an example of a gym bro. And again, I'm not even coming from a place of preaching or gossiping. I've also been that gym bro as well, and that perfectionist in the past. So I'm just speaking from experience. When you strive towards something to try and accomplish something and you're not really internally motivated, but a lot of times people pursue things and they want that number one spot, without sometimes not even having the actual ability based on their abilities alone to get there, or even want to do that themselves. That's not even what they truly want. So when, let's say, a gym bro reaches almost perfect body, which he continuously has to work on himself to maintain it, which again, there's nothing wrong with fitness and having great body and that, having great health. If that's your purpose, that's what you want. I also would love to have healthier and nicer body. Very, very respectable. But the problem is when people pursue things in a way that's not internally motivated. Maybe they want to dominate. Maybe they want to show to the world. Maybe they want to be finally worthy of love instead of loving the thing that they're doing. Is even when they have perfect body, they don't have a sense of deep happiness that they were looking for, because this wasn't something that they truly wanted. It's just something that they pursued as a means to an end. So when they get there and they see other people who are maybe not as fit, living a happy life, then they get mad, right? Because it's like, how dare you be happy and satisfied without pursuing all these things, without making the sacrifices that I did? The problem with this kind of mindset is that they're looking outward. Here's the thing though, if getting fit and healthy genuinely made you happy, you will feel zero need to shame other people who didn't pursue it. It's one thing to coach people. If somebody comes to you and being like, hey, I want to be fit, or I want to be successful, I don't know, in the fitness industry, then you give them advice. Like, you need to exercise, you need to show up on time. It's one thing to mentor people, but it's another thing to use your accomplishment in a way to shame and others into essentially not liking themselves or giving up totally in trying to pursue what it is they want. Or what is it? There's a reason why in sports, right? It's frowned upon to be using substance to get ahead, because that's not really your work doing it. You want that number one spot so bad that you will use any means necessary, destructive means. Maybe you sabotage that person, maybe you gossip, maybe you play politics, maybe you put substance in your body to get ahead and accomplish that success. But that's success built on sand, because it isn't built on your internal drive. It isn't built on empathy. It isn't built on your own work ethic, your own abilities. to get to that place. Do you know what I mean? And I think same thing with minimalism, because if you're a minimalist, essentially you're always going to have a slightly lacking or imperfect home or wardrobe or whatever, according to the high achieving societal standards. So, you know, you really have to want to pursue it from deep within. You really have to be like, this is for me. And you know, you can also argue that it could go in the other extreme direction. It could be like, oh, I want to be a perfect minimalist. So if somebody has more stuff and they call themselves minimalist, I hate them. Why would I do that? But you know, it would be very silly of me to be like, oh, that person's not as minimalist, or that person's more minimalist. Because that's another form of perfectionism. Trying to be like, oh, I am the person with the least amount of stuff. I have the least. You could be a person who has the least amount of things, and if that brings you fulfillment and happiness, that's fantastic. But the second we start using comparison in a destructive way, the second we start competing in a way that's not really encouraging everybody else to contribute, you're essentially being exclusionary. And you know what's another word for exclusionary people? Extremely exclusion, fascism. And it can be very dangerous. This is what I'm saying. When you start pursuing perfectionism, you should always try to be better, to try to improve your life and go after what you want. I always encourage people, right? But it has to be something that you truly want, and your milestones be realistic, and you know to celebrate it for yourself, and that you're not doing it to crush others. You're not doing it to prove the point that you're better than everybody else. You're not doing it to take away the opportunities or satisfaction of accomplishment from other people and only hoarding it for yourself. Because then that's just silly. Do you know what I mean? We're all adults here, aren't we? And that's what I'm saying, guys. Any version of perfectionism, whether it's having as little as possible or having as much as possible, having the best spot, having that perfect body, whatever it might be, the second you start sabotaging somebody else's beautiful contribution to this world and exclude them from the opportunity to pursue what they want, is when it gets dangerous. That's why I always say minimalism is beneficial for me, and I think it could benefit other people. Again, although I did concede that the other version of extreme pursuit of minimalism, again, you can be an extreme minimalist, you can just live with one spoon, wonderful if that makes you happy. But the second you're being like, and therefore I'm better than everybody else, and therefore everybody else is kind of, that's when it becomes a problem. Again, I don't really have any one particular person in mind, so like I don't intend to be mean. But what I'm saying is, because most of us do live in a world where intense materialism is encouraged, intense, sometimes even destructive competition, to a point where we have complete disregard for other people's lives to acquire things for ourselves, which is insane. We all share this world together. Every human being deserves to contribute something, create something beautiful, enjoy this life that we have. Life is already painful. Without destruction, we can minimize destruction in this life. And I think, again, when you pursue perfectionism in either direction, eventually what happens is you will end up isolating yourself. Eventually, nobody will be good enough for you. Nobody. A very select people. But guess what? When you minimize your group by being exclusive, eventually you're going to get outnumbered by the rest of the world. And that means you're actually making yourself more vulnerable. Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying perfectionism, it can be dangerous for not only people who are using the perfectionism in destructive ways, and other people are suffering from it, but that group that is pursuing perfectionism as well, it could be dangerous for them eventually. So essentially what I'm saying is, guys, even big changes around the world, even in our own lives, big changes, going back to college, it starts with getting a pen to fill out the application, doesn't it? Every big change starts with small changes. And even the biggest empires, biggest societies, biggest projects require tiny, simple, single individuals to come together to want to work on that together. Does it make sense? So any of your individual effort to fight extremely destructive competition, to fight destructive perfectionism, while also giving yourself grace and nudging yourself to remind yourself it's okay not to be perfect, as long as you're working towards being better, however it looks. You know, that's the beautiful thing. Every individual can create something so unique and so beautiful if they truly get in touch with themselves. And once you start valuing your own contribution and yourself as a human being, you actually will find that you also have the room to appreciate other people and their contribution as well. And that will eventually enrich the entire humanity. And that is not even a grandiose thing to say. Again, every big thing is made up of small things. Even our own existence. Our human body, right? Who we are, is made up of molecules. Tiny, tiny molecules. And if those molecules decided, I'm not good enough, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm just gonna destroy every other molecule so that I can be the best, we wouldn't exist, you know? And that's what I want to talk about for this week. And without further ado, let's start this week's Minimalist Home Tour. Let's go! Hello everyone, let's start this week's Minimalist Home Tour in my bedroom. As you can see, my bed is non-existent because they are actually up there. So that's my bed mattress right there and the mattress cover. And I'm actually doing some laundry tonight, so I'm actually washing the blanket as well as the bed cover. But this one I will wash right after filming this video. I've already washed the blankets. What I'll do is, because this is a Korean household and we don't wear shoes at home, we actually have floor heating. So I've cleaned the floor. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay out the washed blanket on the floor so they dry naturally, just like that. And this is my, of course, foldable table. And then, you know, usually off-season clothes I will keep in that closet, and the clothes that I am wearing this season stay in this basket. But as you can see, I have so much stuff, I'm not gonna go through them. And back here I keep my underwear and socks and stuff like that. And I actually don't have enough space for toilet paper. You'll see in the kitchen, because I decided to like try and put away as much stuff as possible into the cabinets. I'm thinking about also putting these into the cabinet, but again, I've not done it just yet, and that's okay. Like I said, you know, it's okay not to be perfect. As you can see, there's like yoga mat and board game and stuff like that. And we'll move into the fridge. You can see I have a lot of food trash I need to take out. And then you can see there's like some food left over. I actually got some vegetables. I actually ended up just snacking on those peppers instead of actually like cooking with them, but hey, you know, it's something. And we're gonna go into the bathroom. I'm a little bit excited to show you the bathroom just because I've actually put things like away and down here, bigger things and smaller things in the cabinet, so I can kind of show you how my bathroom looks pretty clean when I put things away and keep the cabinet door closed. And I've also obviously cleaned the bathroom a little bit as well, scrubbed it down. And usually I would keep my cabinet door open, so you can see over there. So a couple things, I do have new body lotion. I believe this is Korean brand, which is nice. I actually got some hair essence thing that I'm using, deodorant, shower gel. My friend practically just left here for me to use. And then this is my skin toner and of course makeup remover. And up here, I actually have a face mask and new face cream, which is lovely. And then this little lip oil thing that I already had, sun cream, little hair clip, hairbrush, body mist. And yeah, this is only like 50 cents. It's like a face mask. It's kiwi. I'm going to try and do it maybe tomorrow evening. I'm trying to get my skin to look a little bit better for the holidays, so on and so forth. And that is my bathroom. And of course, I use my door handle to hang everything as per usual. And we'll move into my little kitchenette. Woo! It looks super clean right now because again, I put away everything into the cabinets. Again, I have 3 pairs of shoes at work, like 1 summer sneakers that doesn't need to be tied, and I have 2 heels. One of them's broken, the other one's just for work. And I've done my laundry. Obviously I do need to, I'm just letting them sit there for a couple minutes, and then I'm actually going to, my hanger is hiding behind the fridge right here, just in case anybody missed. That's a foldable hanger. I'm going to use that to hang all the laundry. And again, for the blanket, because it's a bit heavier, I'm actually going to lay my blanket down on the floor. And that works for me because the floor is clean and I don't wear shoes at home, and we have floor heating. So yeah, and we will move into the little area down here. There's just trash bags. I'm actually using this as a trash bag right now, but I'm gonna have to put them in the official trash bag. So the thing about living in this area of Seoul is you do have to use designated trash bag to throw away your trash, which is fine. Got my laundry detergent, food trash bag, and bug killing spray. Not stressing about making it too perfect right now. And of course, there's a little kitchen area. I use toilet paper for everything, so that's more like a kitchen toilet, you know what I mean? So that functions as like a kitchen towel. I obviously need to do some wiping and stuff like that, and that's when I'll probably use the toilet paper for. And of course, my kitchen cabinet has anything between freaking bags to like extra toilet paper and rice packets and miscellaneous items in this tin can, and just a bunch of stuff, and obviously spam and whatnot. And up here, of course, pretty much nothing. And that, y'all, is literally my little imperfect home. And let's just go to the outro. So that was my Minimalist home tour. I hope y'all liked it. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time with more content. Bye! Have a wonderful winter.